Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me? All right. Welcome to our great celebration this morning. I'm really excited, particularly because as a school system, we're not only responsible in educating our scholars, but also providing a well-rounded experience that allows them not only to get the educational tools that they need, but also the social services necessary to keep them healthy and well to progress in our educational system and, most importantly, keep them on track for their future. Today, we're celebrating the opening of two health-based centers here in Norwalk. One at Ponis Ridge Middle School that will serve also Concord Magnet School scholars, and a second one at Brian McMahon High School. This is going to afford so many opportunities for our scholars. One, we always want to make sure that our students are present every day in our schools and that they're not missing out in their education. Having a health-based center allows for better student attendance. It will provide greater access to health care. It will also keep our students, most importantly, as I articulated before, healthy and also in a good space for learning. We already have the mobile clinic that we take advantage, but we've learned that that's not enough. So having these health centers will provide us another resource to take advantage of. I want to thank CEO Kenneth Waller of Norwalk Community Health Center for working with us and making this possible. Let's give him a big round of applause. I want to take advantage also to thank the national and state leaders for supporting these initiatives, some of which are here this morning. I want to thank our mayor, our local leaders for their continued support, and our students and for the future of Norwalk. I want to thank our Board of Education leaders in helping us put this forward. I want to thank the health service team for working so closely with NCHC to get these centers running. And most importantly, because we need a facility to make it happen, our facilities team under the leadership of Sandra Fayois in making the space suitable for these health centers to be possible. Let's give that team a big round of applause. We call that team the small and mighty team because they have a big job and they're very tiny. Without further ado, I want to start off by welcoming Senator Richard Blumenthal, who will share a few words with us this morning.
Thank you so much. This is really an exciting moment for Norwalk, for Connecticut. And as I look at this group, I want to, first of all, express my gratitude to all of you for investing in the way you are in our children's health. Nothing is more important. We all know it. I'm not going to give you a lecture on how mental health and vision and oral health are all vital to kids' learning. But just to put it in perspective, I will be leaving here in just a few moments to go up to Yale for a roundtable with the head of an organization, federal investment group called ARPA-H, Advanced Research Agency, similar to DARPA, the Defense National Security Agency, newly created to invest in research, the most advanced research in the world, to be discussed at a roundtable at Yale. That research means nothing unless it makes a difference to the health of our children. The RNA, the didactic cells, I could give you all the terminology. I barely understand the briefing that I've been reading on the way over here. But all of that complex, advanced research has to mean something in the lives of children. Our children are the ones who are going to be doing that research in just a few years. And they won't be able to leave here to go to more advanced education unless they have the help that you're going to give them right here. So it is part of a sort of interconnected, interwoven chain that benefits all of us, because ultimately what they do, because they have the health they need, is going to benefit all of America, all of our society, Norwalk, literally every one of our families. This investment is uniquely American. We care for children, and we're going to do it in our schools where they come to learn and where their lives will be bettered for their whole lifetimes because of the health care that they receive here. So I am immensely grateful to every one of you. I think we went through the thanks, so I'm not going to single out individuals, but my great colleague Jim Himes and I and Chris Murphy, my partner in the United States Senate, were very pleased to do a letter of recommendation and to avidly and aggressively support this effort because it makes such a difference. It is at the cutting edge, at the forefront, the tip of the spear in healthcare for America. Thank you all.
It brings me great privilege to be here today, right? Not only representing Senator Chris Murphy, but also, as mentioned, as Opponents Ridge alumni. We were able to have a similar facility at Brown McMahon during the time that I went. And one of my distinct memories, because it was a point in my life where things were really starting to make sense and I was understanding better the world around me, it was always the first day of football practice, where students or teammates were unable to practice because of the fact that they weren't able to complete physicals. It was at that point that you'd see a lot of my teammates run to our health center at Brown McMahon and get that done so that we can start the season on a good note. And so that always stuck with me because I really think that it served as a kind of a symbol of how we deal with health services and healthcare in this country, and what we, the disparities that exist within these communities. So it was a absolutely no-brainer for our office to support these efforts. It brings me great pride to work for a boss who understands how crucial this is. And in order to really address these issues, you have to come to terms with the reality that the fact is students spend most of their week in school. And so where there are issues in mental health and physical health, it usually is the teachers that see these symptoms first. And so for that reason and many more, efforts like this are extremely crucial to the success of our students in Connecticut and really everywhere. So again, it really is a privilege to be here. Thank everyone for their role. Thank you.
Thank you. And now I'd like to welcome Representative Jim Himes.
Good morning, everybody. What a happy day. I was just saying to Greg, if I could start every single Monday with a brass band, a cup of coffee, and in the company of educators and healthcare providers, that would be a good week. So thank you for inviting me to this, and I'm really thrilled to say thank you to the people who have made this possible, Kenneth Waller and the wonderful people of the Norwalk Community Health Center, and of course all the educators here in Norwalk. I was just sitting there thinking, this is investment in our young people, not just with education and STEAM education, but in that thing which, if they lack, nothing else works, of course, which is healthcare. And the senator and I know this because we spend a lot of time trying to bring the resources into our communities, whether it's nutrition or tax preparation or certainly healthcare. You can bring those resources in, but if they're not convenient and available, people won't use them the way they should. And oftentimes those people who don't use them are the ones who need those services the most. So what a happy day, and it makes me so proud. I'm looking, I can tell the commitment to something by who shows up, and you've got two federal officials, the chief executive of Norwalk, the majority leader of the Senate, a fellow legislator here, and of course school board. Anyway, it's an indication of how much this community cares about the health of its youngest people. So again, to everybody who is involved, thank you so much, and let's really make a difference in these kids' lives.
I'd like to welcome now our mayor, Mayor Harry Reeling.
Well, it seems like everybody's been thanked and everything's been said. But Dr. Estrella, thank you for your leadership. This doesn't happen without you as well. And this is just another example of Norwalk and what we do for our students, what we do for our residents. You know, the city of Norwalk has invested over $500,000 in healthcare services for our young people. Our young people get free meals here in the city of Norwalk. It's just a holistic approach, everything working together and everybody working together. So I know that Senator Blumenthal and Senator Murphy and Congressman Himes have thanked everybody, but you know, it's our state delegation under the leadership of Bob Duff and others. We have Dominique Johnson here. I don't know if we have anybody else here, but we have council members here. Darlene Young, our council president. Greg Burnett, our council member. I know I saw Barbara Smith is here, right here in front of me. She, boy, oh boy. But anyway, this is what Norwalk is all about, and really, really critically important to provide every opportunity for our children to thrive and develop to their fullest potential. So I just want to thank everybody that's already been thanked and perhaps others that haven't been thanked yet. So thank you very much.
So before I call the next person up, I just want to give him a special thank you, our Connecticut State Senator, Bob Dove, because when we started talking about health-based clinic, I approached him and I came up with like, oh, I want to talk to you about this great idea. Could you come with me? Like, let's take a look at what's happening in Albuquerque, because Albuquerque had been doing this work. And he's like, let's do this, let's figure it out, let's talk about it. And obviously it takes a village, it takes a team, and all the people here representing the work show that. But I want to give you a special thank you, because the minute we started talking about it, you could see what we were trying to do. And here we are today talking about the very thing that over a year ago we were trying to manifest. So thank you, Senator Duff, and I welcome you to the stage.
Thank you, Superintendent. I appreciate that. And thank you for all your work and your vision. It was just a great invitation to go out to Albuquerque. I mean, that's where everybody goes in the wintertime, you know. But we did have a great opportunity to get out there and really learn and see and to understand your vision to bringing healthcare to all of our students here in the city of Norwalk. And that is one that does require a lot of collaboration and requires a great vision. And it's your vision that helped us bring us here today. And I appreciate that very much. So thank you. Thanks. Where's Sandra and her mighty team? Facilities team, they do pretty much all the things that are background that many people don't see. So thank you for all that you do as well. And of course, to our mayor, his vision, and our federal delegation, our council who are here, our Board of Education. And we couldn't do this without the Norwalk Community Health Center as well. They are such a great resource for us here in the city of Norwalk, and they're constantly making themselves available. And they're all over the place, and we really appreciate that. You have helped bring healthcare to people who would never have seen healthcare before had you not had the van out there and had you not been all over the place. So thank you for doing that and having such a great vision and all your hard work. We really do appreciate it. I just want to, I'm a little older than Jonathan, so I'm just going to go back in the timeline just a little bit longer than you, but you're right about the physicals and with the kids. Because I've seen that myself as well. But when I was growing up in school, and if you didn't feel well, you went to the nurse's office, and the nurse would sit you there and wait for somebody to come pick you up, and that was pretty much the beginning and end of your health care. And now you have opportunities where you actually can see somebody who knows what they're doing and talking about and get a diagnosis, and you have other opportunities where the nurse probably at the time wanted to be able to do something, but they were a little more limited at the time to do that. Now, with these great programs, we actually have those opportunities. Last thing I'll say about this is that, and I've talked about this a few times, but this is where when budgets are passed and we talk about things that are sometimes intangible, and we'll see Congressman Himes or Senator Blumenthal or Senator Murphy put a press release out that says we're investing this amount of money in healthcare, or this amount of money in our infrastructure, or this amount of money in something else. A lot of that seems intangible. We'll do that with the state budget as well. But this is actually where it becomes tangible. When you vote for budgets that invest in people, and that money trickles down to the local level, and the city is able to utilize those funds, and the Board of Ed, because of a vision, is able to utilize those funds, that's when it becomes tangible. So many of our students today who are able to use this healthcare system that's here available is because of the visionary work and budgets and those dollars coming down to local level and everybody on the local, state, and national level working together. So thank you to our federal delegation, my colleague Dominique Johnson, our council folks, our Board of Ed folks, and thank you again, Superintendent, for all your vision. And Dr. Lewis, where are you? And Hope, thank you for putting this in your school and making it so accessible to our students. Really appreciate it. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. And another person that I want to give a big special thank you is Kenneth Wall. We usually have quarterly meetings to talk about what's happening in Norwalk, and in one of those meetings, after coming back from our trip to Albuquerque and looking at the different ways in which they were incorporating healthcare in schools, I was like, Kenneth, I'm trying to create this, and Kenneth was like, I got you. We're going to figure this out. We're going to make it happen. And he kept his word, and we're here now to celebrate this great moment. So, Kenneth, I want to show you this.
Well, more thank yous to come. So we're not done with thanking everybody. Thank the Common Council for being here, and I really appreciate all the support you guys have been giving us over the course of time. But yeah, I want to thank our Board of Directors who were very instrumental in helping us with their unwavering support to continue to have confidence in our leadership to make this happen. A very big thank you to Senator Blumenthal, Congressman Jim Hines, Senator Murphy, Mayor Reelings, and all the folks who were in our corner as we pursue this opportunity to get the funding to realize this opportunity. For some of you who don't know, Congressman Jim Hines, Senator Blumenthal, and Chris Murphy are some of the most powerful supporters of the community health center movement nationally. And they are recognized throughout the country for the work they do to support the movement of the community health center. So on behalf of the community health center movement, I thank you all for the support you've been giving us over the course of the decades and since the beginning of this. So thank you. This opportunity could not have been realized truly without the steadiness of Mayor Reelings, Dr. Australia, Sandra Fields, Joanne Manolowski, Jennifer Rollison, and all the others part of their team who were about supporting us and getting this funding opportunity out the door to get this opportunity to secure this funding. So I just want to really thank you all for being in our corner and helping us at the last minute to get this done. So as an organization, we are really committed to this work. Some of the things that we are going to be looking at is really focusing on mental health. The grant is really about focusing on not only primary care, but mental health services. We know nationally that 22% of all high school students in last year seriously considered committing suicide. And so we know that this program is going to be very effective at preventing that. And so I just want to make sure we highlight the importance of the work we're going to be doing. In addition to that, we are excited to be working with the parents, the administrators, the community stakeholders, and everybody in the community as we pursue this opportunity. So I just want to say thank you, and thank you so much for all the support you guys have provided us. Thank you.
So with that said, we're going to transition now to the ribbon cutting.
One, two, three.